And we're back, everybody.
Hey. We made it.
Hello.
We made it.
So again, Might Moo, congratulations on your digital copy of Anne's story. As said, I'll send that out along with all the other giveaway winners once the stream is over.
Mm-hmm.
Got to switch my TV monitor back over, which of course makes my capture card freak out for a second.
Yeah, kind of pops it.
Yeah. There we go.
And yep, we got 4 more of those to give away, including a physical one later on.
Yep. I think we'll do 2 digital, and then our most middle break, I guess. We'll do the physical one. And then we'll do 2 more digital from there until the end.
Sounds good.
So if you're interested in getting a digital copy of Anne's story, we'll be giving away another one in about another 2 to 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. Good deal. So we just, where are we at now? What did we just do?
Okay, so just to kind of catch up with everything so far, we went into the back part of that kitchen in the diner after that whole crazy running from a bright red light segment. And there was like a motel, or it seems more like a house that's like a bed and breakfast. We found a note about some of the people who were staying in those rented rooms, and encountered our first enemy, the Screamer. Guess what she does?
Yeah, really creative name there.
Really creative name, really amazing creative monster design. It's a lady with pointy teeth and dirt on her face.
Yeah.
There she is. There's a painting of her right there.
Huh? Oh, perfect. I didn't even know that was there.
Good Lord.
Yeah, right?
A long time since I had real clothes.
When you have such little assets that you just make a painting version of a screenshot of your enemies.
Yeah.
That are also very basic.
The best part about this, you can actually just put your prison clothes back on if you want.
Yeah. Yep.
So there you go.
You just put it, you can put it right back on if you want.
For the sake of the story later, I'll keep the new clothes on, because putting on the prison clothes actually kind of messes up.
It screws up everything.
The scene.
Frol, please, you stop.
Is she getting out of hand, Raven?
She's always out of hand, dude. She's never in the hand, okay? Never.
Okay, gotcha.
There's another painting that we see repeated a whole bunch.
Yeah, if you leave the prison jumper on Murphy, it really screws up a cutscene.
What's in the fridge? I'll take a beer.
Neeks says in chat, does the FPS drop on Xbox One? No, that's one of the things the Xbox One backward compatibility does. It improves the frame rate pretty dramatically.
It still has a couple spots.
It still hitches.
Yeah, it still has a couple spots where it hitches, but those spots are fewer, and it's not nearly as noticeable. It'll do it like once, and then it'll load, and everything will catch up, and it'll be back to a stable frame rate.
Yeah.
So,
and
it's way better than it is on 360 or PS3.
Yeah, the two main things that backward compatibility does for this is it stabilizes the frame rate and it upscales the game to 1080p, full 1080p, and that's pretty much it. But it makes the game a lot visually a lot better of an experience. Visually,
that's what's important after all.
Yeah.
So we mentioned, we mentioned earlier, rotating around the camera to look behind you. So let's progress into this area while we our radio's going crazy. While we look behind us. Oh no!
Isn't that great?
That's some bullshit.
It is
It's
some
like some
bullshit.
it's like some Dark Souls 3 stuff where the dogs like teleport to you when you're not looking at them.
Yeah. It's some bull.
Bonk.
That doesn't happen if you go there
What the hell?
before switching clothes. If I
Yeah.
remember correctly.
Yes. So
Really?
like, yeah. So
Oh,
whenever you're
wow.
speedrunning this, you'll actually come over here and do this part first, and then go back and change clothes, and then come over and do the little puzzle, so that you avoid that enemy. It just doesn't spawn.
I did not know that at all.
Look at this beautiful view.
Look at that water. Is that water? Yeah, it's water.
It's just a void. It's like
I was gonna say, can't tell if
it's,
clouds
it's
or
just a
water.
void with clouds.
I like how the rain hits like randomly will hit hit Murphy, but like the hitbox is stupid, so it looks like it's just hitting thin air next to him.
That and the wooden railing in front of him.
Yeah.
Little things in there.
It's so bad.
I mean, come on.
Jeez.
If you're gonna make the focal point of your game the rain and the water, you should try to make sure that at least all those things are on point. I'm just looking at chat. Maria, who doesn't love themselves enough to speedrun this?
Well,
Well,
there are two people here right now.
Womp.
on the contrary,
know-
it takes an enormous amount of self-love to,
True. And you know,
you gotta have a lot of heart to speedrun Silent Hill Downpour.
going back to the outside area with and there's a butt, by the way, on that.
Oh yeah, it's a butt. There it is.
There he is.
There's a butt. Oh, I should have.
Go-
Now I'm regretting that I didn't put
Yeah.
this on hard mode.
Hard mode, because there's a hole over the.
There's a butthole. Oh no.
Well, at least now you get to see it
TOS. TOS.
Is Monka TOS enabled here? Probably not.
No.
Unfortunately. But going back to that thing outside with the raindrops, you know how we always geek out over Silent Hill 1 doing the raindrops thing on that grating outside in the other world when it's dark? That's
Yeah.
a game that came out in 1999
Yeah.
on PlayStation 1
I'm back to
and
that
got it
train.
perfect. And here we are. This game came out 13 years
Like,
later.
Yeah. That's
on
the
much
difference.
more powerful hardware.
That's the difference. Is like, yes, obviously the PlayStation 1 is a lot more limited than a PlayStation 3 or an Xbox 360. But Team Silent went out of their way to make sure that the effects and things that were capable, like that the hardware was capable of producing, they went out of their way to make sure they got the absolute most out of what the hardware could do.
Mm-hmm.
With, using the fog to mask the draw distance so that they could render more parts of the town as you run through it and make it feel more open, because open areas in PlayStation 1 games are pretty much not a thing outside of a
Unheard of.
handful of games. And Silent Hill 1 is one of those few where it feels so open when you're running around through the town and not getting loading screens every 4 steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, it all fit on one disc.
It
Holy
did.
crap! What happened to that tree?
I don't know. That tree was
He was
seizing.
really not having a good time.
That tree was trying to get the fuck out of this game. I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's like,
that's
oh
why-
god, I'm in Downpour. Get me out of here.
This is why I made sure to preface this with, like, we're gonna say negative things about this game.
We're just making jokes.
But it's all in good
Re-
it's all in good
reincarnated.
fun.
Just comedy.
Reincarnated as a tree.
We know-
in Downpour.
Like we're very aware that there are some people out here that enjoy this game. We are not trying to ruin your enjoyment.
No,
of this game. This is just how we experience it, and we cope with some of this by laughter. That's all.
Yeah. As said, I'm not trying to shit on the game or shit on anybody who likes the game. We're just sharing our own funny experience with it. I'm not gonna fight them because I don't want to. We got what we needed.
That's what it's all about. One of the loading screens even says that. Sometimes it's better.
It's
to
better.
Run away.
It's better to run away than it is to fight. And fighting enemies actually affects your ending as well.
Yeah, it does.
This must be the ticket machine.
And who wants to fight in this game anyway? Fighting in this game sucks.
It's horrible.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
pretty bad.
It's a very negative.
Wherever this thing goes. Can't
Oh
be
my
worse
god, you
than
know
back
what somebody
there,
said
can it?
in my chat the other day when I was playing Origins Enigma?
What?
They said Origins has the best combat in the series.
Ooh.
Like
okay.
dead
Okay.
ass serious.
Here's the thing about Origins. Maybe, and I don't think they were being this level of detailed, but if you really want to break it down, if you really want to break Origins down, the combat itself may not be the issue. The issue with Origins is the enemies and how aggressive they are and how overpowered they are. And you're also fighting against a random static camera that you can't change the camera around on with Travis. And sometimes you get bunched into QuickTime events that
Yeah.
you cannot avoid as well, right when you open doors. I don't think combat's good. The combat itself isn't bad, but all of the other elements around the combat make it a really bad experience. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, and I think that's really bad. And I think this game kind of suffers from the same problem with its combat. Is that like okay? First off, the movement is really stupid, but
Gosh.
but it's like the enemies and the combat and Murphy's combat, they don't line up. You know, like one doesn't complement the other. They don't work very well in tandem. It's kind of stupid, like the way it works.
Well, Duque Estrada just said in chat, well, it's the only game you can throw a TV. You know what? You win. You're right. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You win. You win.
No, but I was worried you weren't going to be able to get out of the tramp car.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes.
It's notoriously difficult.
Those are, again, it seems like small things when you're talking about this overall game. People are like, why do you hate this game so much? And it's like, because I can't walk through doors. It's like,
Yeah.
there's so many little things. Like,
Pixel perfect in some areas.
like overall,
you-
I feel like there's nothing too major. Like, there's no real glaring issue where if anybody said if there was one thing overall that makes Silent Hill Downpour a bad game, like, what is it? I can't honestly answer that. Because it's feels more like it's all these little things that deduct from what would have been a relatively okay game and make it annoying and frustrating. And things like the collision when you're trying to walk through certain areas and walk past certain things, you just get stuck on nothing. Trying to get out of that tram car is notorious because you're stuck on the left side and then you're stuck on the right side. And then it looks like you're right in the middle, but you're actually still stuck on the right side. So you move a little bit to the left, and then you're stuck on the left side. It's like you gotta perfectly move through this one little space.
Yep, you have to be pixel perfect in some areas.
So, hey, the office of J.P. Sater, the train conductor, and somebody has put a big red smear.
Aggressively smeared over his name with red. And we were just to kind of bounce off what we're talking about with Downpour and the overall reception. This game rated a little bit better on Metacritic than the Svatra game, the Russian Attack. game. This one got a. I'm using the 360 version because it got the better score. It got a 68 on Metacritic. So I mean, it's very middling. It's not like it's not completely blown out, but a 68's not good either.
Yeah.
I remember IGN specifically dumped on it at the very same time they gave HD Collection a 9.0. They dumped on this game. They gave it the lowest rating I think on here. They gave it a 4.5 out of 10.
Jeez.
A lot of other people were a little kinder. Like GameSpot gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Destructoid gave it an 8 out of 10. I think Jim Sterling reviewed that when he was still there, or maybe I'm getting that mixed up. But yeah,
I'm always surprised at how many like very critical Silent Hill fans really enjoy this game.
yeah,
Like there are a lot of people that
and they're not wrong. It's all opinion.
That's exactly it. It's all opinions. The only things that we can really objectively look at and compare are elements to the previous games. We can look at this game and compare its writing to any previous Silent Hill game, or the graphics, or the audio. But even for that, we're forming, our own opinions based on our experience with the other games in general.
Yeah. A lot of my opinions on a game are going to be like comparatively to other games in the series. That's like where I put Origins and Homecoming and everything. 'Cause it's got to go up against those original games. It's just hard to really isolate them into their own games when the name Silent Hill is on them.
Learn from yesterday.
You know who personally praised
Live
this
for
game
today.
to me on Twitter?
And hope for tomorrow.
Who they praised it for its challenge.
Masahiro Ito.
It's challenging. It's not an easy game.
They praised it. He praised it.
Now,
I was
is
like,
he
Ito,
talking
wow.
about the challenge, like difficulty, right? I'm assuming that's what he's talking about.
Like the difficulty of the game, or the difficulty like to not rip all your hair out by the time you're done.
See,
True.
that's where he
Yeah.
didn't specify.
Yeah,
And
he
here's
didn't
the thing.
specify at all.
And here's the thing, Ito did the cover art for the Japanese release of Downpour.
He did. It's crazy the little things he gets involved in still. Like he worked on Metal Gear
Wait,
Survive.
I thought this game wasn't released in Japan.
No,
Homecoming.
Homecoming wasn't.
Homecoming wasn't.
Yeah, this game came out in Japan. I'm looking at the dates. It came out the latest of any of the regions. This game did not come out in Japan until November 8th, 2012. That was a full 8 months after the North American release.
And like most games, the Japanese cover art looks way freaking cool.
Way
Oh, of
better.
course.
Even the European box art tends to look way better than what we get in North America.
Didn't take much to knock this down.
It's so weird how that works out.
You know, you never really hear about any of the creators of any, like, especially Japanese, like the people who worked on them, like the developers or anything like that, people who did music or art or anything for Konami games. Even if they're, like, critically panned across the board for the most part, you never hear about any of the creators going back and being like, yeah, we could have done better, or like this was bad, or blah. They're always like 100% drinking the Kool-Aid, like it's the best ever if they worked on it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm
Yeah,
looking. I'm sorry.
It's like Konami has that, like their agents like with the gun pushed into the small of their back.
Yeah, I'm looking this up about Homecoming in Japan. It straight up did not. It came out in North America, Europe, and Australia. Did not get a Japanese release.
Yep.
I can't really find out why. Now, the developer of Homecoming is Double Helix Games. They're the only true, like 100% American developer that worked on Homecoming. They're based in Irvine, California. I have no idea why that did not get a Japanese release unless somebody else does.
Yeah.
Guess.
Might have to do something with
It said it was canceled. Let me see if I can get some information on that.
might have something to do with like Australia needed a censored version, I believe.
Yeah.
And maybe
I don't-
Japan just didn't get that and they said fuck it.
I found an old Kotaku article. I don't mean to derail Downpour. I've never heard.
Oh,
of
that's
this,
okay. We're not missing too much right now.
Yeah,
while,
we're not
while we
doing
talk
shit.
about other stuff.
Good
we
deal.
we
It's
we had our first radio where we can hear Bobby Ricks. And
Yeah.
that's
It's
about
a-
all we did. Oh, and we heard one more little word of wisdom from Officer Coleridge.
It's just a little tiny blurb. It says Silent Hill Homecoming will not be released in Japan on the title's official homepage. Japanese company has announced that the domestic release of the game has been suspended. No reason was given for the decision. Please look forward to our future titles in the series, the announcement notes. And that's it. They never gave a reason.
Cool.
So your guess is as good as ours. No idea.
I'm guessing if you went and tried to ask anybody involved with it, they would not tell you why.
Probably not, especially since it was Japan. And we all know how Konami Japan is. But
yeah, like I said.
Downpour got a release. It came out almost a full year after it did in North America, but it came out.
Look at all these areas we're about to go to.
The Cave of Tears,
Yep. The train station. The Cave
Vista.
of Tears. The Vista.
Windows Vista.
Yep. We're gonna go look at the Windows Vista. It's actually right out there.
Yeah,
Does the Vista have windows?
it might now.
Somewhere. A little to the left later.
We could look through the windows at the Vista, or we could be in the Vista looking at the window.
No.
I'm gonna keep rolling with this joke.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
I think we should throw this joke into a pit.
Let's do it.
Time to meet JP.
Pretty impressive, ain't it? You might not guess by looking at it, but this place used to be filled with all kinds of visitors. Moms,
JP's voice
dads,
reminds me a little bit
kids,
of David Lynch.
Yeah, it was a really nice place.
I'm sorry. You are?
Cooper, this here is the Devil's Pit.
Name's JP, and that, sir, is the Devil's Pit. 490 meters straight down to the blackest soul of the earth. The deepest limestone sinkhole
Look,
north
that's
of...
fascinating, but... Sorry. Someone, something tried to kill me back there. You haven't seen anyone? I'm strange wandering around here, have you?
First-time visitor, huh?
Listen, if there's a quick way out of here, I'd really appreciate it if you just tell me.
Way out? What good would that do? Sorry. We, don't get too many visitors these days.
Right. Well, be seen.
If you head through the cavern, there's a train. Can take you to Hillside. Boy, I tell you, all the kids, they, just love that little train.
How about you show me?
That's not ominous or anything.
Sorry.
Not at all.
Someplace I gotta be.
Thanks for the tip.
So how long do you think JP has been waiting there? Has been
Devil's Pit.
here?
Sounds like a fun place to bring the family.
I mean, I feel like JP is here the same way that like Howard and DJ Bobby Ricks are.
So even when he does that thing later, like you think he'll still somehow be here?
Oh yeah, I think so.
So maybe it's kind of like so for some of these people it kind of is. People like constantly when you play Silent Hill games and they try to explain it in their own way. It's like purgatory. Like in this game, it kind
In
of
this
is.
one, yes. In this one, yes. And we talked about that at the beginning. I think that might have been before you joined us.
Yeah.
Oh, spooky. But yeah, I talked about that at the beginning, where the way the town is, the way the power works, how it functions, all of that is fundamentally different for this game compared to every other Silent Hill game. Where this is an actual purgatory where people are stuck existing here, not really alive, not really dead, not able to kill themselves, trapped here unless they work out what they did. So it's like, JP didn't do that, he's still here. Howard, well, technically Howard did do that, but for some reason he's still stuck here anyway. Bobby Ricks, we don't really know what he did, but same deal. So it gives that idea of, yeah, like this is not a spiritual power taking people's nightmares and altering reality the way that Silent Hill has been established. This is straight up, this is purgatory. If you fuck up, you're here. You're stuck here. And I tried for so many hours to see if there's a way to clip through this and fall right down there, because it would skip so much shit. I never found a way to do it.
Yeah, because you have to go through the whole cave just to get down there, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. We're about to do so much stuff just so that we can come out. Well, this is just a little elevator ride that we skip, but
Are you aware of that hanging figure below one of the rocks?
yes, we're gonna look at
Okay.
that when we get down there.
Yeah, just making sure.
There's a couple of those little
Yeah, it's a few little
telescopes that we can use with this money that I picked up in the diner. That's another one of those optional items. It gives you a bunch of times throughout the game where you can pick up money and things like that. And there's actually a few places to use it, like vending machines and these little coin-op telescopes. Hey, look, fire extinguisher. They're up to fire code.
Oh, God.
Let's see if it'll beat the record in Shattered Memories.
There was so many freaking fire extinguishers in Shattered.
Oh, look at
Yeah,
that.
that got pretty ridiculous, and I had never really noticed that before.
Oh, my God. Monka S is in the chat. Monka Shakes.
So spooky, dude. What was
Monka
that?
Shake.
Someone did a spooky thing. Some legs on the ground got dragged away. Oh, and look,
Yeah.
if only I could get over there right now.
Jump.
Yeah.
You could make it.
Just sword glitch like Halo 2. Easy.
Super Murphy Brothers. We'll make it over there.
I don't think you picked up the hook shot yet.
Might need the long shot for that, actually.
Yeah, I probably need that one.
I am playing Resident Evil 0.
Oh, wow, I managed to bait this one without...
without even going around, yeah.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, my God. Look at the teleport.
Yeah, you see that range? It's like Commando on Modern Warfare 2. Unacceptable.
Stop it.
I mean, Resident Evil
Stop
0's
it.
got a hook shot. He told
You know,
that.
this enemy can learn a lot from Ashley. She just kind of like randomly scrunches into fetal position, and that's her defense.
Yep, and they vanish in Disney magic. Just like Beauty and the Beast.
What was up with that animation when you were shooting the gun? It was like all weird looking, like your hand was all flopping off to the
Yeah,
side.
it was like his wrist was broken.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff when you're like trying to aim the gun.
I love how when you're doing that, the middle reticle moves. It doesn't even stay stuck in the middle. It just
yeah,
kinda
no,
floats
it floats around and tries to target things. So like if you look at something, you can see it's. Now here's the thing, right? They do this in a lot of other shooting games. Like if you play a lot of FPS and stuff, having that sway when you're aiming.
RE4.
RE4, MGS, MGS2 does that when you're like aiming in first person. So that's okay. I get that.
Yeah,
But
but, it
here's the
lines
thing.
up with the gun. Like in
Yeah.
RE4, you have the laser, so the
This-
gun moves with the laser. It's
This
like two
it
different
never
fucking
lines up. It
Yeah.
never lines up. And here's the thing: that
bad.
reticle that's on the screen is not where Murphy is shooting. He's shooting
Yeah,
where
it's not
he's
even
pointing the
following.
gun. So that reticle that you see is totally useless, which is why I never, ever, ever fire guns like this.
Never.
Instead, if you push the weapon throw button, which was R2, that's if you're holding a melee weapon, that's what throws it. If you're holding a gun, Murphy just auto aims
Yeah.
and shoots things anyway. So again, if this aiming is broken and auto aiming always works, why is this here? Because we needed to make a modern game. Modern games let you aim and have a reticle and look down the barrel of your gun.
Uncharted.
Yeah. Dude, I hate Uncharted. I hate those games. They suck.
Oh.
I've never played them, so I can't really give an
Yeah,
opinion.
same.
Here's this poor dead guy. Got his face ripped open by a screamer.
It's another inmate. You can
Yep.
see by his little thing. Good thing Murphy has slightly higher HP than the other inmates. Like they all get one shot.
He's a 5th level character. Everyone else is too weak for this expedition. All right.
I mean, everyone else gets, like, you know, cut once and just dies immediately. Murphy's over here getting stabbed repeatedly, just thinking, maybe I'm the main character.
Maybe.
He also regenerates health when you're just standing around, so.
Yeah, his shirt gets cleaner.
I wish it was that easy.
So I don't know how
I bet
easy
it
this
still
is to
smells,
read
though.
for everybody. If anyone wants
I
to
can
read
read it.
this.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read it? I can see it.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
well.
If you can read it, go for it.
Okay. It's Devil's Pit information. Birth of a landmark. Some of the Earth's oldest rocks lie at the bottom of Devil's Pit. What does that have to do with anything? Some of the oldest rocks. Like, what?
It's a very ancient place, Raven. This place has been here since
rocks
the
down
land
there.
before time.
No, it's not older than Devil's Pit rocks. Thousands of feet thick. The rocks are made out of sediments. About 2 million years ago, after they formed, colossal geologic forces lifted them up into a range of mountains that may have been up to 5 miles high. Eventually, the mountains eroded into a plain by millions of years of rain. That's not actually how science. That's not how it works. Mountains don't get eroded into plains. Plains are made by glaciers. Stupid whoever wrote this. About 1 billion years ago, that plain rose to. Oh, I think I already read that part. Did I?
No,
Right.
yeah.
And
Wait,
later, the entire region sank beneath an inland sea. What, man?
is
this
that how?
like way
Is
too
this how
much.
science work? Can somebody?
That's
not
how
how
you know
it works.
Randy
Can
Marsh
somebody
from South
tweet-
Park, geologist. That's how. It works.
Yeah. Can somebody tweet like Neil deGrasse Tyson and be like, okay,
Maybe that's
okay.
how it works in
So
the Czech
mountains.
Republic.
So
I've
mountains.
never been to the Czech Republic.
Look at
Maybe
this.
That's how it works there.
But look at this. Look at this again. The mountains eroded into plains, and then rose into mountains again, and then were worn away again. So there,
That's not how it works.
it was mountains, and then it was plains, and then it was a mountain again, and then it was plains again.
You know, actually, in real life, the oldest rocks on the Earth would be at the highest point. Would all be on the top of mountains. Those would be the oldest rocks. The newer rocks are down in the bottom. What? This is dumb. This is all stupid. I'm not reading anymore.
We're trying to think of how.
Later, the entire region sank beneath an inland island, where fossils of primitive shellfish, on the seabed eventually hardened to form
We
shale.
live in a pineapple under a sea.
Yeah.
Afterwards, the region was elevated again into a high plateau. The earlier seabed now became the surface, with the ancient rocks at the bottom.
It's like someone just made a bunch of shit up and just wrote it here.
Trying to
Hey,
think
guys.
of how Neil deGrasse Tyson would handle this.
Hey guys, we want to have this new area that's in the general proximity of Silent Hill. We want it to be a big pit. Will somebody look up how natural pits are formed? Nah, fuck it. We'll just make something up.
Yeah, they're like, oh, they're Silent Hill fans. They're not going to research this.
They're not
You wanna know how-
geologists.
Do you want to know how natural pits are formed? Either by volcanic activity or thousands of years of water erosion. That's it. Those are the only two ways.
This is going crazy.
Oh, look, it's the Wheelman. And I'm not talking about the Driver series of games.
Who's this guy supposed to be?
This guy in the wheelchair or this guy dangling?
Explain both.
Why not both?
Well, we've been seeing the Wheelman periodically so far throughout the game. And, I mean, we're not too concerned with spoilers here, so...
Nah.
We've got to talk about the game, everybody. Sorry, we got to talk about it in depth. If you don't want spoilers, this is your chance now to get out of the stream. Even though we've already spoiled stuff.
Downpouring?
Yeah, there's so much downpouring right now. But the wheelchair guy, known as the Wheelman, is revealed to be Officer Frank Coleridge, Anne Cunningham's father. How did he turn into a horribly disfigured monster in a wheelchair? We'll learn about that later. I won't spoil everything. But yes, that is Anne Cunningham's father, Frank Coleridge. Officer Cool Ranch keeping an eye on us, just like he always did. And here we can see a body hanging from a noose. And there's a lot of different things to infer from this. We see some other instances later on in the prison reenactment section where there's notes and nooses and shadows indicating prisoners who killed themselves, got tired of being in prison, and chose suicide instead. And this is also the same pier that we're going to see somebody else try to commit suicide off of. Or not pier, but vista, the overlook. So we will see somebody else attempt to commit suicide off this very same point. So this could be an implication of that character who commits suicide here later, or it could be an implication of the prisoners, the other inmates who committed suicide. Again, though, it's one of those things like, how does it really apply to the context of the game? How does it apply to Murphy? If Murphy maybe had some kind of backstory, some kind of relationship with some of the other prisoners, and then one of them killed themselves and it affected Murphy in some way, that sure would have a lot more meaning. Instead, it's just kind of like, oh, look at this. It's not there anymore. There was a scary thing there.
It's really shallow visual stuff, and that's it.
Haunted house. I usually refer to that kind of stuff in games as haunted house. It's if anybody's ever done like a school haunted house or like that level of, simple production, you put on the scary Halloween sound CD that you get from your CVS or whatever. You put up some fake spider webs in the corner. Ooh, it's scary. That's what stuff like this feels like. It's Halloween decorations.
Like whoever
the
made this
body,
game.
The body that flops out of the ceiling in Homecoming.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Ah! It's like whoever made this game was like their favorite part of Silent Hill 3 was the Borley Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, they didn't understand that the Borleys section of Silent Hill 3 was actually satirizing horror games that do haunted house scares.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was the whole point.
That was the whole purpose.
That was the whole purpose of it. It's taking a jab at the games that do that. You're not supposed to copy that part. That's the part that Team Silent was making fun of. We got some more information here. Who wants to read about the Bat's Lament Falls?
Well, I watch just a bunch of bullshit about waterfalls now.
Oh, here, I'll read the bullshit about waterfall.
Let's hear it.
Devil's Pit information. Bat's Lament Falls. The waterfall before you, the tallest in Devil's Pit, is called Bat's Lament Falls. It was named by the natives of the area after a rare species of bat indigenous to the area, known as the weeping bat. Weeping bats spend the entirety of their lives in, Fuse Tusk Cave, located toward the bottom of the pit. The weeping bats were named by the natives, who observed that the bats secrete a special fluid from their eyes that deters unwanted parasites from infesting their ocular cavities. The natives believed the bats were weeping, saddened by being imprisoned in such a deep, dark chamber. The weeping bats have been known to be unpredictably aggressive and very protective of their offspring, often attacking larger creatures that also reside in Devil's Pit. However, no attack against a human has ever been reported.
All right.
Yeah. I do that all the time. I like to keep parasites out of my cabin.
Oh yeah, you got to secrete that special liquid though.
You gotta secrete
that special fluid.
How do they word it? Their ocular cavities.
Special fluid. But to date, no attack against a human has been reported.
Yeah.
So we're safe.
You know, bats usually don't. It says that they spend their whole lives in the cave.
Yeah, most bats don't do that.
They don't. They actually leave like quite often to get food because most of the time the food that they eat doesn't live in the cave.
Yeah. I guess not everybody knows about bats and stuff. Not everybody lives in areas with bats. Bats are a huge part of Central Texas. Like, where I live in Austin, our hockey team is the Austin Ice Bats. Bats coming out from caves and under bridges and stuff is a regular tourist attraction here. So, I don't know. I'm familiar with bats. We see them a lot around here.
I'm pretty sure. No, I know for sure. I was watching highlight of baseball, and there was a bat on the field, and the guy in the on-deck circle was freaking out. I don't know if it was in Texas or not, but it was definitely a game recently where a bat was on the field, and you could see the batter and the batter's well. I was like, that's a friggin' bat.
Yeah.
Did he grab it and swing it?
No.
Got
I was
him.
thinking the same thing, though. It was like baseball bats.
He's a baseball bat.
Ravenheart bringing the comedy tonight. Comedy 101.
Again.
Dude, bats are hella cute, though.
Bats are super cute, man. When you see them up close, they're little puppies with wings, man.
Plus, the way they fly is way cuter. It's so awkward.
Fruit bats are cute. Fruit bats are kind of cute. They do like little mouse or something. But like, there's other bats with really messed up looking faces.
Only I could jump over there.
Yeah.
Try it. Use the jump button.
I mean, Alex Shepard couldn't jump across that little thing in the hotel.
Look like you were angrily shouting at it, like raising your fist, like, "Arr! Grr! I can't get over there, grr!"
We need to, at some point, I want to go back through Nico Run's list of out of bounds in this game, because there are tons.
Yeah, there's...
They're not helpful, but like...
Yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's, from a speedrunning standpoint, like, none of them are useful, but just for exploring and looking at things out of bounds, yeah. There's some spots. I don't know any of them. I don't know how any of that works. I've only ever managed to go out of bounds in this game on accident. Where
a lot of the like the overworld ones in town, usually it's like some debris, like a bench or something that you can kind of like finagle your way on top of.
Yes. Yeah, there's like certain props, like little boxes and things, where if you kind of push Murphy up against him, he just like pops up on top of him. You can use it to get around a whole lot of other obstacles. I said nothing too useful, but It is there. The thing.
So the underground river powers most of the mine's machinery.
Oh, look, he's just like Harry Mason in Shattered Memories. He can read these signs, like, instantly. Murphy just immediately starts reacting to all of this. Elevator machinery. I'll go ahead and just read this one real quick. When the Gillespie coal... Gillespie? Get it? You remember those games? When the Gillespie...
Yeah.
What?
That's Dahlia's last name.
When the Gillespie Coal and Iron Company established the Devil's Pit mine in 1816, electric power was not invented yet. As the mining operation expanded and dug deeper into the earth, hauling ore, equipment, and men to the surface via man and animal power became impractical. A new system was needed. The miners began to use the power of the underground river. The Devil's Falls to power simple machinery like water wheels for hoisting ore to the surface on pulley systems. As the operation grew more complex and ambitious, so too did the machinery. By the mid-19th century, Devil's Pit utilized one of the most sophisticated and earliest applications of hydroelectric power. This elevator was one of the first of its kind, using an ingenious system of gears and water wheels to take men and equipment to the upper caverns. Gillespie's!
Ingenious. So is this where they got all the money to found the order?
Sure. See, like, that's the thing, is like we don't know anything about the Gillespie family outside of Dahlia and Alessa. We don't know even if Dahlia and Alessa are blood related. We have no idea who Dahlia's parents are or were. Like, the cult had already been around for hundreds of years at that point. Dahlia obviously didn't do it, but maybe one of her ancestors did? I don't know.
Water's too deep.
Water's too deep. Can't go that way. Not until we play around with those pumps.
He can't swim.
Yep. It would be impossible for him to go into that waist-high deep water and look around. Now we have the water chute machine. I like the little images of just people in the corners for no reason.
They look really serious too.
They're just
we
there.
got this.
Yeah.
Don't you dare screw around with these cranks unless you're authorized.
Yeah. So we got this little sliding door here. There's a box over here that we can push and pull. And this is the extent of the difficulty change. On easy, you don't have to worry about this box. On normal and hard, you do. And that's it. That's the puzzle change.
Yeah, when I started doing hard mode runs, I forgot about this stupid box. It is kind of like, it's goofy how minimal the changes made in hard puzzle mode are like super minimal, but it's enough that you know it took some effort.
Yeah.
So they had to sit down and be like,
Someone had to think of this.
Yeah, like if they had changed nothing at all, it would have been like, okay, well, fine, this is part of the puzzle or whatever. But like they sat down, and they're like, ah, shit, we gotta change something. Is that a box?
It's almost like they made the hard version first with the moving the box, and then they're like, oh wait, well, to make it a little easier, let's just take out the box part.
Yeah, so just to break down this puzzle, I guess, from difficulty to difficulty. So you can see this thing tried to shut, and because I put the box there, it's propping the door open. Otherwise, this would have closed all the way to the ground, and you wouldn't have been able to open it. You got to go back over there, mess with the valves again to get this go back up, and then put the box there, blah, blah, blah. So on easy mode, all you do is You ignore this. This doesn't change at all. All you do is you run up, you turn the valves, and it does the thing. Normal mode, you turn the valves the exact same way you do on easy, but also you have to put a box there. On hard mode, you turn that valve and the first valve exactly the same, but the middle valve has to go down first. Otherwise, it blocks where that little water trough catches. So it'll block where that one needs to be. So on hard mode, you have to do them in a specific order, but you're still just turning them and blocking the door with the box. So it's really, really minor puzzle changes. That's what we were talking about at the beginning.
This is another example of the departure of like the feeling of old school Silent Hill, like traditional Silent Hill puzzles. This more feels like a Resident Evil puzzle to me.
Yeah, yeah. Any time where it's like get the crank and find where it goes and spin the lever type of puzzles always make me think Resident Evil.
I mean, even at the beginning where like you flip the portraits the other way around.
Oh, right. I actually have to...
That's kind of Resident Evil-ish.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some stuff back there, as well as a monster. None of it's that good, so we're gonna move on.
That's stupid.
I'm getting a little echo on somebody's mic again.
It's not mine. I have mine muted when I'm not talking.
I don't know what that was.
But I definitely heard it too.
Oh, never mind. It was just because Raven had unmuted because he was talking.
Oh, okay.
I was hearing it that way.
Yeah, I have my headset around my neck for a second because like my glasses are stabbing me in the side of the head.
Murphy survives this. He's fine. Again, he's trapped in purgatory. Even if he wanted to die, he can't. Now we're into the caves a little bit more proper.
Get away from me!
Get away from me!
Those awesome camera angles, how they clip through the wall and you don't see anything. So good.
Oh yeah, especially while I'm doing this amazing combat.
Jesus. Have we discussed what ending we're gonna get?
I'm gonna show a bunch of them.
Okay, I'm about to say, because I know you could show a few of them.
Yeah. On any given playthrough, you can show 3 endings. So you have karma, which is going on in the background, and that's determined by if you try to help people, like if you try to help Anne and JP, or if you let them fall, and it's also based on if you ignore enemies or kill enemies. So it eventually, once you get to the end and your karma is determined, that last little segment with the boogeyman and Anne, you can watch 3 endings based on if Anne kills you, if you kill Anne, or if you spare Anne. So, as I said, we'll show off several endings. So, we've got an important one to read here. Does anybody want to read this one? And can you read it like this, or do you want me to section it out?
God, that freaking font is so small.
I know.
Holy shit.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I could just read it real quick. It's a little hard when we're trying to like.
I can read it that small if you'd like.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, zoom it back out. There we go. Train accident at Devil's Pit causes death of 8 children by Wally Thompson, staff rider. In what Silent Hill law enforcement officials are calling an unprecedented tragedy, 8 children were killed last night when the tour train in which they were riding derailed in the Devil's Pit mines. Witnesses claim that J.P. Sater, the train's operator, was visibly intoxicated at the time of the accident, and that negligence on his part may have led to the derailment. The train guy was drunk, said Philip Minton, a tourist from Chicago. He was belligerent to everyone, even the kids. There was no way he should have been operating anything. We've just begun investigating this terrible accident, and it's far too soon to speculate on anything, Detective Edward Rogers told reporters this morning. Rest assured we will utilize all available police resources and personnel to uncover the cause. The Silent Hill Tourism Authority has shut down all Devil's Pit operations indefinitely and has released the following statement. We are saddened by the horrific accident involving the tourist train at our facilities, and we pledge to fully cooperate with law enforcement officials in all aspects of their investigation.
The train guy was drunk.
That's the guy.
He was drunk as fuck.
J.P. Sater. And Murphy even comments. J.P. Sater, the guy I met outside.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a moment. I'm going to
yeah, here we go.
Switch back over here to the Anne Story comic so that we can pick back up here with Anne. Last we left off, Anne Cunningham, Murphy reached out to help Anne. Anne saw Murphy as the boogeyman. She fell, survived the fall, saw a vision of the officer who's a bus driver coming back to life. Turned out it was just her mind playing tricks on her. And she decided to go into a nearby cave that was the Devil's Pit. And here inside the Devil's Pit, you can see she has met J.P. Sater. She was running away from some weeping bats. We'll look at the previous page here. So a bunch of weeping bats came through, started attacking Anne, and J.P. showed up like, Miss, come over here, come with me. So she goes over with him, and he introduces himself. Name's JP Sater. I run the train. So Anne starts freaking out. There's little creepy kids with no eyes from that Korn video. They do. They look like it looks like a Korn album cover. The little kids with the shadows and the no eyes.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like Follow the Leader.
The Follow the Leader album, the 98 one, yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I think that was Untouchables actually.
Was that Untouchables? I thought Follow the Leader's the little kids walking up to the cliff.
Follow the Leaders of the one are the kids playing hopscotch at the end of the cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Untouchables is
the one with the
all
kids.
with
Yeah,
eyes,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let
me look that up because I don't
so
remember.
boom.
GP's face in the second panel.
Believe me, I know my Korn. Okay.
Yeah.
I checked out on Korn after the Issues album came out.
So we got JP showing up here, and Anne is freaking out about the monsters. We got to go faster. Those things, they're coming. JP's like, oh, them? Don't worry about them, miss. I know they look scary, but sometimes you just can't believe what you see. Cheers. He's drinking it from his flask. Much more blatantly an alcoholic. So then here's a bunch of dialogue filling in the backstory of the document you just read. Train accident at Devil's Pit causes death of 8 children. So now Anne Cunningham is caught up with the same information we just read in her encounter with J.P. Sater. 8 kids. You killed them. And J.P. is still denying it. Even Anne is like, lies? Are you fucking kidding me? He's taking pills. She calls him a junkie. So Anne has had enough of this. JP's given the backstory. There's a bunch of creepy children from Korn album covers riding on the train with her and with JP. Anne says, "Stop the goddamn train," and calls him a shithead. "Wish I could, Miss Cunningham, I surely do. But the little ones won't let me." "Another ride, JP. Please take us for another ride." Now the kids have, like, messed up faces. And the boogeyman is there on the train. He's riding in the back of the train.
Hey.
Look at him. So the kids start coming after Anne. JP's being creepy.
Kids look like? You know what the kids looked like on that last panel? They looked like enemies from the Evil Within.
Yeah, kinda. So let's see. Stay back. You know. No use fighting them, miss. They won't stop. Just like a bad memory you can't seem to shake. They keep coming back for more and more. They don't quit. Just keep clawing and digging at you until you got nothing left to fight them off with. Nothing left to give. Enough to drive a person to drink, you know. Not that it helps any.
Just like real kids.
Yeah. No happy days waiting for folks like us. Just one more scary ride into darkness. And then we get another flashback. So, a little bit more history with Anne Cunningham. So we're going to go ahead and get into this real quick, and then we'll jump back to the game. So this is Anne's husband, Mark. This is Mark Cunningham. A lot of people always wondered about that. I wondered about that until I read the comic. You know, her name is Anne Cunningham. Her father's name is Officer Coleridge. Officer Coleridge would presumably, you know, or Anne Cunningham would presumably still have his last name, unless she was married, but we never get that information in the game at all. We don't know what the explanation was. So the comic verifies that for us and gives us some history. Mark Cunningham, Anne's husband, wakes Anne up in the middle of the night, or early in the morning. She says she overslept. And Mark is telling her about the riot at Ryle State Prison. So this is the riot that we experience later on in the game. Murphy has flashbacks to it. This is the riot that basically resulted in Anne's father being brain dead and horribly brutalized. But yeah, this is Mark explaining to Anne, "I got the call just before my shift ended. Pretty bad dust up over there. Real big mess. They wanted us guys at Wayside on standby to assist, just in case. It was that big." So there's the mention of Wayside. We know that Anne and Mark were officers at Wayside rather than Ryle, where Frank Coleridge was and where Murphy was initially. So she's pleading with him, "Damn it, Mark, is my dad okay? They found him in the showers, Anne. One of the inmates beat him so bad they had to life flight him out of there. He's at the hospital now. They don't know if he's gonna make it." "Oh God, Mark, no." So she has this little flashback. She's remembering the time that her husband told her about the riot as it was going down, the day that her father became brain dead and paralyzed and nearly died, vegetabilized, as she puts it. And it puts us here. She wakes back up. JP is gone. The kids are gone. She's in Devil's Pit, sitting on the train. She's holding Frank Coleridge, her father's bloody name tag, in her hand that she found earlier. And then she's still hearing the voice of Mark telling her what happened during the riot. They've got the guy in custody. One of the COs caught him red-handed. Who did it, Mark? Who hurt my dad? His name. Did they tell you his fucking name? Yeah, they told me. It's Pendleton. And then we have that last panel
Pendleton.
of Anne Cunningham pointing the gun at Murphy Pendleton.
Yeah, they told me. It's Cupcake.
It's cupcakes.
Yeah, that's a code name.
So, Anne Cunningham pointing a gun and saying Pendleton is where we're going to come back to the comic. But for now, let's get back to the game. Now that we have all our little bit of JP Sater information and Anne Cunningham's interaction with JP. Oh, whoops. I'm like trying to play through the preview window. Let me switch back over. There we go.
People in chat saying they left it out of the actual game. Yes, none of this is in the game, even a little bit.
Yep. I mean, there's also like unlockable stuff in this game. You can unlock character profiles and things like that. And as we already discussed earlier, like the comic wound up coming out, excuse me, years after the game. But it's the kind of thing where if they had worked on it in conjunction with the game, that would have been a cool unlockable. That would have been, you know, unlock the comic in the game for like doing side quests. That would make side quests worth doing. Fuck. Oh, this is our introduction to Fuck.
Hey, Fuck.
Wow, Fuck knows how to climb.
Yeah, this is our buddy. This is the only weeping bat who has a name. His name is Fuck. Murphy always calls him by name every time he sees him.
This is terrible AI.
He's a really good friend.
Well, he's blind as a bat, get it?
Yeah, but he's constantly facing you like he knows where you are.
He can hear you. Everyone needs to say hi to Fuck. Everyone wave hello to Fuck next time you see him.
Yeah, don't worry, we're gonna see him again. You'll know because Murphy will say his name. I swear I had to play this game like 10 times before I realized what's even happening there.
Oh my god, we got a bat expert in the chat. Apparently they're not blind.
There's just like a little thing that falls. Makes some dust.
Yeah, a lot of dust.
Maxi. Can you read that?
Just about, yeah. Devil's Falls. The breathtaking waterfall before you is the Devil's Falls. As the second highest continually flowing single drop waterfall in North America, it plunges 1,419 feet to the subterranean river below.
Sorry.
During the spring runoff, the Devil's Falls flow at a rate of 300 cubic feet per second. That's 2,400 gallons every second. That's a lot, dude. The Devil's Falls feed an underground river system that flows through over 20 miles of limestone caverns until they empty into nearby Toluca Lake. The Gillespie Coal and Iron Company put the power of Devil's Falls and the underground river to good use, using the flowing water to power various mining systems.
That's a lot of water.
Yeah, that is quite the amount of water.
They're just kind of cool. I honestly like a lot of that feels like unnecessary information. Like, do we really need this much detail on this area? Me, personally, I'm fine with that. As much background, story, lore, optional notes, things to read they want to shove into a Silent Hill game, I'm the type of person who will sit and tirelessly read everything. So, I'm cool with that. I like it. It gives a little bit of backstory. At the very least, when it makes a little bit of sense, not like mountains becoming plains and then mountains and then plains again.
Sater! Oh, it's just you.
Oh, it's just you.
What are you doing, JP?
You know, enjoying the view. You know, they say if you were to put the Empire State Building in here, it wouldn't even reach halfway to the top of this place.
Seems like a dangerous place to be sightseeing.
You know, none of those things they said about me are true. The papers and stuff, people around town, my lawyers, they said it was just circumstantial evidence and whatnot. That's what I kept telling them.
Yeah, I read all about it.
Those newspaper men are goddamn fucking liars.
Relax, man. We're just talking here.
What happened? That was an accident. I didn't mean to hurt nobody. I didn't murder nobody. Murder's a mortal sin. You go to hell for murder. Ain't that right, Murphy? Surely your mama taught you about what's right and what's wrong.
Those kids had parents that might disagree with you. The paper mentioned negligence.
It was an accident.
You were completely hammered. There were witnesses.
And how about you, Murphy? Someone know all your dirty little secrets?
I never hurt anybody that didn't deserve it. And I sure as hell never hurt any kids. I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
You call this living? Can you imagine what that's like, Murphy? Living all your life inside someone else's lie? Can you? Listen to us talk. As if anybody out there gives a damn. When we're the ones who decide if we can live with what we've done.
Alright, well, let's stare blankly at JP for a moment. Consider if we're going to console or taunt him. We don't see this interaction in the comics, so we can kind of do whatever.
Dang, you guys are kind of brutal.
Yeah, people were going with negative on the Anne one as well, letting her go, letting her fall. A lot of times, I mean, for the majority of the time when I play through this game, I usually do the good choices. Not only are they a little bit more in line with the overall story, they're shorter. So the scenes go by quicker. Let's taunt him. We helped Anne, so we're gonna taunt him.
Yeah, that's right. Take the easy way out. That's what cowards do, right?
Nothing easy about being a coward, Murphy. You ought to know that. Enjoy your stay.
Whee!
Hands up.
I like how he gives him the clap back before he jumps. But how the hell would he know about Murphy? Was there some kind of like info paper, like some dossier released to the people in this Silent Hill version, like about people that are, oh, this guy's going to be making his scheduled appearance in Silent Hill today. Here's a little information on Murphy Pendleton. You know, he's a prisoner, and he's done this and this.
Like, hello everybody, we have a new member joining us today.
Silent Hill Anonymous.
Hill. Yeah.
There's like a briefing in the morning with like coffee and donuts and shit.
All right, everyone be nice. We have a new friend joining us today.
It's like, hi, my name is Murphy Pendleton. I've been in Silent Hill for 2 days. Hi, Murphy.
Can you just imagine like all the other characters like sitting around? Because I can. Heather like doesn't want to be there. She's sitting there scratching, stuff into the desk with a knife.
She's all sitting there like this.
James is knocking back a beer.
Yeah. No one taking it seriously.
Pyramid Head is there because fan service.
He's just flexing in the background.
He's like lifting. He's got like a barbell, just like.
He's lifting two nurses.
Getting them gains.
Raven, you want to read this one?
For sure. It's kind of dark though. Let me see.
Yeah. Hang on. I've got a.
That's okay. I could read it.
Yeah.
Just do the zoom in version. Okay. Entry to Cave of Tears. The dark cavern before you was originally called Dayu's Tusk Cavern. Wait, it's kind of is that cave or cavern? But it's like
cavern, but the signs are all faded.
blurred.
Yeah.
The cave contains the cave contains the largest stalagmite in all of northeastern America. Northeastern America. Guys, this is Centralia.
You mean
Holy
like
shit.
yeah, like West Virginia?
West Virginia. Oh, sorry. Was first discovered by Chinese immigrant miners in 1863. The Chinese miners believed the giant stalagmite to be a large tusk protruding from Dayu, which literally translates to Earth Prison in English.
Prison?
Oh, God. And is considered the realm of the dead in Chinese mythology. Hence the name Dayu's Tusk. I bet if you actually looked all that up, that's a bunch of bullshit. The cave is also the lifelong home of the weeping bat, a rare species of bat indigenous to the area. As a result, the cavern is also referred to by locals as the Cave of Tears. We kind of already knew that, though.
Cool. Yeah, because they've been calling it the Cave of Tears, like, on everything else.
Yeah.
But it used to be, the proper name was Dayu's Tusk Cave? Cavern?
Dayu kind of sounds more Chinese than Diyu, so that's why I pronounced it like that. I don't know. What the hell do I know?
Yeah, I'm not...
Do we actually get to see the tusk? Do we get to see the tusk?
I don't know.
I want to see it.
Do you know where the tusk is, good sir?
Hey, it's fuck.
Excuse me, sir? Oh, that's... Actually, is that fuck? Yeah, that is, because he follows you over there and then drops.
He's like a Spooderman.
Maybe. Maybe it's fuck. Well, I'll keep an eye on him here. We'll find out. So there's another one in here. This one is not fuck. You need to just get out of here, man. You're in the way.
Just get pancaked.
Murphy just keeps sitting there getting attacked. It's like, yeah, it's fine.
He's just no-selling it.
I gotta open the door. Look at him. He's like shuffling out of there. Oh no, you broke that thing. They're gonna make you pay for that. Those display cases aren't cheap, dude. Stop. Stop it.
You know, it always seemed weird that the dynamite thing was already like set up. Like it seems like it's a puzzle setup.
Oh, there's Fuck. Fuck isn't that one. That's a different guy. Fuck's right there.
Fuck!
There he is.
He didn't follow you anymore. He doesn't like this place very much, I guess.
No, they're not about these little spots right here. He's fine. Well, we've already been on one mine elevator that fell and nearly killed us. Let's ride on another one.
I'm sure this one will be fine.
Never let go of hope. One day you'll see that it's all come together. You'll look back and laugh at what's past, and you'll ask yourself, how the hell did I get through all that?
Thanks for the words of wisdom again, Frank Coleridge. One day you'll look back on all this and laugh. You're gonna be like, haha, remember when my son got raped and died? Can you believe I got through all that?
Don't you think those words would have been a lot more impactful if you actually would have heard them in a cutscene where you actually see Coleridge?
Like if you saw a flashback to Coleridge showing humanity and decency to Murphy, even though he's a prisoner, that would have been that would have been nice.
Instead of just some crap that basically
her
works in
arm is
elevator
stuck.
music. Oh my god! Holy shit! That looked wicked.
And she's gone.
Okay, and there's another dead prisoner here. We get a poem, Mountains of Majesty by Daniel, in English 3A. A lot of people pointed this out, and they're like, oh, that's Murphy. That's not Murphy. Kind of slightly similar looking hair, I guess. But that definitely looks like that's supposed to be a different inmate. But it's weird that we're seeing all of these, like, inmates dead in various different ways throughout the town. Like, did these guys actually just survive the bus crash as well?
This must be the train
And now they're
station.
all going through their own personal Silent Hills? And we're just seeing the aftermath of these guys not making it? That's kind of what the comic seems to imply. The Devil's Train. Techie, you want to read about the Devil's Train?
Alright, what do we got here? The Devil's Train. Jokingly called the Devil's Train by the miners that once worked in Devil's Pit. This mine train has since been converted into a ride for visitors. Equipped with a fascinating audio commentary, just like this stream. The Devil's Train provides the passengers with an in-depth educational tour of Devil's Pit, just like this stream.
Yeah.
Including interactive reenactment of much of the pit's rich history. We'll have to do that sometime.
Yeah, we'll do a reenactment.
Please be advised that the tour includes the use of strobe lighting, so passengers sensitive to such effects should take extra care. Also, please keep your hands inside the car at all times, as the Devil's Train passes through areas of the pit with very low ceilings and narrow passageways. Finally, we ask that you please refrain from using flash photography that might disturb the native fauna. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your ride on the Devil's Train.
Sweet.
Pretty dramatic.
Keep your hands inside the ride. Screw that. We're gonna raise our hands, aren't we, chat?
What if Murphy had epilepsy and the strobe lighting just like had him having like a horrible seizure on the ride? It's not a very fun ride. What does this say? Daily checklist. Check tires, Tyres, and their condition.
Is that like British? Or just old timey?
Check tires and their condition. Check boom and axle cutout switches. Check safety protection items. Check all operations for malfunction. Check brakes.
Yeah, the that spelling of tires used in some parts of Europe. So I wonder if that's like a carryover from the Czech Republic.
Czech Republic or something like that. Yeah.
Since when are there tires on a minecart, though?
Yeah, I mean, it's usually metal wheels and a track. Whatever.
There aren't any wheels on this. What?
Yeah, it's like you can't even see the bottom part of it. It's just it's a magnetic one. It's like the bullet trains in Japan.
The hell.
Mountains of Majesty by Daniel, English 3A. Jutting underneath cerulean sky are rocky cliffs where my heart lies. Eyes twinkling with emeralds fair, my darling left me weeping there. Like weeping bats. But her shadow can't take away these bronze cliffs at the end of the day. Or at end of day. Your poem
English
sucks, Daniel.
F.
C
F.
plus. Apply yourself. So we need to figure out the puzzle here. And it's literally just colors. We've got blue, green, orange, gray, and red. And we've got different things mentioned throughout the poem in color. So cerulean skies. The hardest part of this puzzle is figuring out the things in the poem that it wants you to interpret a color from. So you could look at cerulean sky, you could look at rocky cliffs, you could look at heart, emeralds, weeping, like the tears, shadow, and then the bronze cliffs. So there's like all these different things that you can look at and interpret color from. And this is just on normal. On hard puzzle, so this is another one from easy to normal to hard. Very, I guess, a little more substantial changes, but the puzzle remains solved the same way. Where the first one just straight up tells you the colors. It's like a little kid trying to write a poem. And it's like, I had a red balloon, sky was blue, whatever the exact thing is. It just straight up tells you what the colors are. This one, you got to figure out what it is from the parts of the poem. On hard mode, the poem's a little more complex, and there's even more things that you can interpret as colors. So you just got to figure out what the right colors are, and the only real way to do that using just this is trial and error to figure out which things give you the colors that the game is looking for. I always hated this because of that. Like, there's not enough to this to figure it out logically. You have to try and fail at things.
Like I think back to the whatchamacallit. I want to say Alice in Wonderland puzzle from Silent Hill 1 with the plates. That one was a lot more interesting and well written, and it was just pretty much color, what I mean, color based. This one is very convoluted compared to that.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's the solution there. The cerulean sky is the first one. The emeralds fair is the second one. The shadow is the third one, the gray, and then the bronze cliffs are the fourth one. Everything else in the poem you're supposed to ignore. And in case you don't know what you're supposed to do next after that, there's a big, glowing, shining, shimmering, splendid train car. Lights up for you.
Murphy has to sit in the back.
Just in case you didn't understand, there's a big A button that says "Get in."
Get in, losers. We're doing science.
Put your hands up, Jack.
Remain seated until until the train comes.
Yeah.
Complete stop. Failing to
Devil's
comply with
Mine
safety
Ride.
regulations can
Pay
result in
attention, you
severe
might learn
injury
something.
or death.
So I'm in no control here. All I can do is look around with the camera. I can't attack. I can't aim gun. I don't have a gun, but
Before it became the charming
I can't do
resort
anything with
town
weapons.
we
I
know
can't
and love
move.
today,
It's not even like Shattered
Downpour
Memories. I
was
can't
once
slide
centered
side to
on
side
thanks to its rich
from
seas
seat to
of
seat.
coal and iron ore. You are
Splash
riding on
Mountain,
fully
yeah.
restored train, originally owned and operated by
Disney
the
World.
Iron Company, which first began extracting ore from the Devil's Pit in 1860. This subterranean railroad was built in order to haul men.
Hey, look, it's real Disney World employees.
It's Disney lawyers coming to DMCAU.
We're now descending into the superstition caverns, an area of decay, steeped in mystery and folklore. According to local legends,
I wish this train car would have, like, crashed early and let you walk through this area, because it looks cool. I would have really liked to walk through this slowly and, like, take my time with it.
Just like earlier, it gives you a lot of really cool detail to look at, but not to explore.
Nothing to explore. Oh, look, it's finally interacting with me. It remembered it's a video game. Oh shit, the player's just been sitting there for 4 minutes? We better give him something to do. Wiggle your stick! Wiggle your stick to live! There you go. Back to sitting and watching.
Did you hit him with the back of your head, or what happened?
He hits his head on the cave. Like he's standing up too high, and he hits his head on the cave.
Yeah, it's not so much you actually doing anything, it's just he's clumsy.
And then the cave turns into a prison! Oh! What could that mean? It's so subtle and symbolic.
This camera holding lady.
And there's a big George Sewell face. I enjoyed it very much. Thank you, Sewell. And then a loading screen, because if the tension wasn't broken enough by that, let's just put a full-on stop to what you're doing.
Oh, by the way, I know this has nothing to do with anything, but like, I'm not sure if we pointed this out last time when we played Silent Hill Origins, but I swear that there's a picture of Tom Hewlett in that game.
Wait, what?
There's a picture of Tom Hewlett's face in Silent Hill Origins.
Where?
I just remember that in the Hall of Records. It looks so much like Tom Hewlett.
Oh, shit. Hang on. It's that time.
Pendleton.
Pendleton. She said it. She did it.
That's the thing.
Anne Cunningham showed up. She's here. So it's time, once again, to go back to the comic book.
This is super cool. I like the art in the comic book too. It's really nice.
Oh yeah, I like the art style, the real like sloppy, messy style of a lot of the Silent Hill comics.
Very
And just the
grungy,
way, like,
I
yeah, and the way the characters are drawn, they got way more. It's obviously with a drawing, it's easier to emphasize and change things than it is for like a 3D static model, but they actually feel like, you know, expressive characters. But here we are, the bottom panel. Anne Cunningham pointing her gun at Murphy Pendleton. Which brings us to Volume 2. This place, messing with my head. The things I've seen since the bus crash. The horrors. I don't know if I'm hurt or hallucinating, or both. It's all been so crazy, but this feels very real. This I understand. So she's holding up Murphy. Oh, right, this part. Hang on. We're going to go back to the game for a second. I forgot that part happens in the comic. Okay. So Anne has walked up. She knows she's been hallucinating. She knows she's been seeing things. And now we're going to see her have her first interaction with Murphy since she fell off the cliff, as far as the game goes.
I saw you.
Hands against the wall. I said, up against the wall.
You don't have to do this. We should help each other. This place, I don't know what it is or how we got here. But one thing
Just shut up. What the? Where did you get this? Where in the hell did you get this?
I just found it in these clothes. I didn't...
Is this some kind of sick joke to you?
No, I swear. I don't know what's going on any more than you do.
On your knees.
What?
On your fucking knees. You heartless bastard. You don't deserve to live. You're not fit to walk this earth while good, decent men.
I don't know who you think I am or what you think I've done.
Shut the hell up! You think this is funny, don't you? Well, let's see how funny it is with a fucking bullet in your head.
All right. So we're going to pause it there. Anne Cunningham, for the past couple of years, in the context of the game, has wanted nothing and has been willing to give up everything in order to get her revenge on this man, Murphy Pendleton, who she blames for the vegetabilization of her father. And she finally has him right here at the end of her gun. What's running through her mind? Now we can go back to the comic.
Can I ask you something real quick? I know you might have explained it before I got here.
Yeah.
Is it explained how she survives falling off a fucking cliff?
Yeah, it's Silent Hill. It's purgatory. You're not allowed to die here if you haven't worked out your stuff.
So she just like wakes up somewhere else perfectly fine.
She wakes up at the bottom of the pit that she fell in. She finds the
There's some
body
mattresses
of
down there.
a bus driver. And then she makes her way into the Devil's Pit from there.
I see.
So, here's the scene that we just saw in the game, represented in the comic. Seeing how funny Murphy thinks it is with a fucking bullet in his head. And then running through Anne Cunningham's mind at this very moment, this is where we should have in-game. This should have been a cutscene. This should have been where we go from where we're at with Murphy. We focus on Anne for a second. We show a little flashback of what's going on in Anne's mind. And then we come back to the game. Like, this could have very, very essentially and easily been included in the game. But here we go. Anne starts having a flashback. She hears her father, Frank Coleridge, telling her, "Good shooting, Annie." And we get a flashback to looks like a little bit older, like a teenage Anne Cunningham learning to shoot with her father, Frank. Nice tight grouping, center mass, just like I taught you. Thanks, Dad. Now clear your weapon, and I'll help you get this brass policed up. So do you think those were kill shots, Dad? Yeah, I'd say those would have done the job, kiddo. Cool. You're a hell of a shot and you respect gun safety. You're going to be a good corrections officer someday, I know it. Just remember that we practice for a reason. To save lives, not to take them. I mean, shooting has to be the last resort. Always. You've got you've got to use any other methods you have available to defuse dangerous situations first. You have to keep everyone alive, kiddo. Everyone. But what if that other stuff doesn't work? Then you've got to do whatever it takes to keep yourself alive. But when you draw that pistol, you better be damn sure you're right. We're not talking about shooting cardboard, Annie. We're talking about killing another human. And once you pull that trigger, there's no taking it back. Why was that not in the game? It's so frustrating. Just show a little flashback. Let's get some context to Anne's perspective, and then come back to this.
You know, maybe even this game would have been a little bit cooler if, like, you play as Anne instead of all the including all this side shit. Like, you play as Anne too. You know.
So I'll talk about that after this scene finishes.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Go. What the hell are you waiting for?
He's waiting for the comic book so he can know why the fuck she changed her mind. Like, alright, fine, whatever. I'm out of here. I don't like comic books anyway.
I'm sorry.
So this is where Murphy continues on his little way. And we will once again shift back over to the comic here. There's going to be a lot of this, you guys. But as said, this is one of those things that not a lot of people know about the comic. Not a lot of people have read it or seen it. And definitely I've never seen anybody compare it with the events of the game while playing it. So that's why I'm trying to, like, do this to provide as much context to this game as possible, because damn, this game needs it. So, Anne Cunningham, she can't do it. Murphy wanders off. And we see Anne. I'm sick to death of sorry, Anne. This can't go on. I know you love your father, but damn it, you're not a nurse, and neither am I. He's got to go someplace where they're trained to take care of someone like him. So we've got another flashback to Anne Cunningham. At this point, it's already after Frank Coleridge has been attacked. He's still alive. He hasn't died, but he's paralyzed. He's vegetabilized. He's brain dead. And Anne has to spend her entire life, you know, every moment taking care of him. So this is what made her marriage fall apart. She wasn't willing to spend time, you know, doing anything, acting like a wife or you know, disregarding everything else. She was focused only on taking care of her father. That's kind of a dick move for Mark. To just be like, oh, why are you trying to keep your dying dad alive? You're so selfish. You don't pay attention to me. So their marriage falls apart. And Anne Cunningham has her own little wandering through the area. And you can see here, she fights a nurse.
What the hell? Why? There's a nurse in it.
Look, read the dialogue. Read the dialogue. She says she thinks she sees her dad in the wheelchair, right? And she says, "Dad, who's that with you?" I said, "Who the hell are you, lady? I'm taking care of him. He doesn't need a goddamn nurse." So a Silent Hill nurse
from the other game. Remember, guys?
So the Silent Hill nurses, this nurse just shows up because of Anne's reluctance to get her father a nurse. Remember nurses, everybody?
I remember.
It looks like either one of the Homecoming ones or one of the Silent Hill 2
The
ones.
movie? She looks it looks
Yeah,
like the
the
face
movie.
wraps of the one from the movie. So she fights a nurse and she defeats it by calling her a crazy bitch. Dad, we gotta go. I told you I'd take care of you. Dad? And you can see she's referring to the wheelman there, messed up Frank Coleridge, Cool Ranch, as Dad.
What?
Goddamn whore. What the hell did you do to him? Like the nurse did it. And then the nurse just stabs her in the stomach. And she's still passing out and talking to her father. I can take care of things, Daddy. I can. And then we have a flashback. So this is one of the more messed up parts of the comic, messed up parts of the story, and would have added a significant element of horror and disgust, which is a good thing for Silent Hill. Would have added a nice layer of that to the game if any of this part had been included. So again, for anybody new to Silent Hill Downpour, I'm sorry. We're going to be spoiling a lot of stuff, talking about a lot of stuff that happens later and out of order. In the game, Anne Cunningham makes a comment about how hard it was to get her hands on Murphy, and that she had to do some things to get Murphy to her prison and under her watch.
Some things.
Some things. She said she had to do some sick things. So this is what those things were. She's talking to the warden of Wayside, and he's like, hey, I can't do it. There's a hiring freeze at Ryle State. The warden over there's hands are tied. Much as I'd like to greenlight your employment transfer, I just can't. So what Anne Cunningham initially wanted to do was transfer to Ryle State in order to go kill Murphy. But that's not an option. So instead, the warden works a deal out with her and says, you know, Anne's like, all right, if you can't help me, then fuck you. I'm going to go back to work. The warden's like, hey, hold on. I know what you want to do. You're trying to get at Pendleton, the asshole who did your father, as he puts it. So instead, he offers that the plan that they're going to dump some inventory soon. They're looking to move a bunch of inmates because of overcrowding. So he can still get her what she wants, get Pendleton transferred to her prison instead of her transferring to Ryle. And he says he'll do it for, you know, something in return, mutual gain. Anne asks him, what do you mean? He's like, easy. In order to get, you got to give.
Mm-hmm.
And he brings up her marriage falling apart. Especially since it's two correctional officers working in the same prison. He's like, a good warden keeps his eyes on these things. Starts touching on her.
Mm-hmm.
Anne Cunningham resists him at first, slaps him off. You're crazy. I'm going to walk out of here and pretend this never happened. Warden says that's because it didn't happen. Your word against mine, right? Just remember, this ain't about me, Cunningham. It's about how much you love your father. So, hey, who's ready for some really awful monsters? Or a monster. So Anne thinks the monsters are gone. She's now back in Devil's Pit. She's done having her little moment there, reflecting on these things that she did to get after Murphy, and she's kind of flashbacking through everything that kind of led her here. When she hears a voice behind her, you loved him very much, didn't you, Cunningham? The warden is a monster. The warden who made her do sick things, well, that she did in order to get her revenge, is a monster. That is such a better concept and idea compared to anything else in this fucking game. So very much. And if you think he doesn't look disturbing enough yet, get a load of that fucking third panel. Please don't ban me, TOS. Twitch.
Monka TOS. Woo!
Phallic imagery in Silent Hill.
We're gonna move on. This thing you can see is like, it's on her face. It's got a little mouth at the end, talking about those sick things, the mutual gain.
God.
So she starts running away from it. Stay away from me. It's still saying all these horrible things, dirty, desperate lust and all this shit. All for daddy. Daddy's bad little girl. Look how fucked up this is. That's what it says.
What the hell?
That's
This,
the dialogue on the page.
This changed a lot.
Yeah.
So Anne is sitting there having a freak out over this. She's like, I'm good, Daddy, please believe me. So she's sitting there crying, and then somebody comes up to her. Young lady, are you okay? It's our good friend Howard.
Hey.
So we'll come back to this.
Did we meet him yet?
Yeah, we met him back at the Flathead V8.
Oh, duh.
No doubt about it.
So we'll put the comic back on pause here. Anne has a little freak out there, remembering the warden and the things that she did to get to this point, even seeing him as a creature. Easily the most disturbing creature. Why? God, it's frustrating. If they put stuff like that into a new Silent Hill game, you wouldn't have people like me complaining about content, because those are the types of subjects and topics that Silent Hill would cover. Silent Hill, originally, the classic games were not afraid to get into really legitimately disturbing, upsetting things. That's a big part of horror. If you don't like that, you probably shouldn't enjoy or experience horror as much. But for people who do enjoy horror, that's a very serious part of it. It's part of making it more real. Something so awful and disturbing, but could still happen in real life. Anyway, after that nice little disturbing side track, now that we know what Anne's going through back here. Sorry, Anne. We're going to continue on our way.
Poor girl, she's over there like hallucinating about like tentacle penises and stuff. Like, dang.
Yeah, and Murphy's like, all right, I'm going to go flip a switch and get out of these caves.
We gotta get to Silent Hill so we can try to escape Silent Hill.
Yeah, we got to get to Silent Hill so we can leave Silent Hill. All these fucking banging noises. Oh my god. Loud noises. And DJ Bobby Ricks.
Have you played this game on this console before?
On Xbox One?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my new
Yeah, I
PB
have
on Xbox One.
Did you put in a pre-order code?
No, I did not. The locker is still completely shut.
Ooh.
So if we want to punch in one,
Oh.
we can choose to do that right now. There's our Silent Hill map. That's very easy to miss.
Yeah, even with it glowing, it kind of blends in.
Escape from Silent Hill. That's our objective now. Just popped up on screen.
Yeah, objective, beat the game.
So we're done. We're done with the tutorial. We did it. We made it into Silent Hill. So now we can escape from Silent Hill. Let's see. We're coming up on 5 hours here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's decide what code we're going to punch in. Let's open up this locker and get some stuff. And then before we head into the proper town, let's give away a copy of Anne's story.
All right. Another one.
Another one. All right. All right. So what's in this locker depends on what code you put in here. And those codes were all pre-order bonuses based on where you pre-ordered Downpour. So you'd get a specific code if you got it on Amazon, a specific code if you got it from GameStop or whatever.
Yep.
Yep.
There were 3 of them: Amazon, GameStop, and Best Buy.
Yeah, that was the other one, Best Buy.
Those are the 3.
At least on 360, they're also like hard coded into the system save. So unless you like completely wipe all evidence that the game has ever been on your system, you can't get another one.
Yep. As far as I can
Really?
tell, it's the same on PS3 and Xbox One.
Wow. I had no idea of that.
You can't just wipe your saves. You have to wipe all of the data.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Everything has to go because it's like a system file that changes or something.
That is so bizarre. What in the world? Why would they care that much?
Yeah, exactly.
Because obviously you can only pre-order this game once.
That's true.
So if you're trying to punch in multiple codes, you're cheating. And everybody was held to the honor system since these codes are all exactly the same. So everyone was held to the honor system. If you pre-order this game, that you would not share your exclusive pre-order bonus code on the internet.
Oh, that's rich. Konami and honor. Right. Oh, by the way, is Konami hosting us, by the way, after I said that?
I don't know.
Let's see. Let me check and see.
So Techie, do you have these codes? Or
they're
can
hosting
you...
nobody.
Yeah,
Cool.
I have them available.
So,
I haven't pulled up too.
So what do we want? Personally, I'm a fan of the nail gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always go with the GameStop one. It's nail gun and double axe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that. What's that one?
171678.
You know, the first time I played this, someone lied to me, and they told me the code, and they're like, "Yeah, you can get an axe that never breaks."
Oh,
like, really?
Oh, it breaks.
And I was,
they
and I was
got
like,
you.
"Sweet."
You
and
got
then, like,
debated.
I got hella far through the game with the axe, and it doesn't break. It has really good durability. And then, whoa.
Oh. Oh boy.
There's a magnet in that wall.
Okay.
And just so everyone else knows, the Amazon code gives you a baseball bat and a pistol, and the Best Buy code gives you a golf club and a rifle. Little callback to Silent Hill 4.
4 again, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we got our nail
They're
gun,
all
our
kind of
battle axe.
underwhelming.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're not. They, like you said, they break. So it's like, what's the point? It's
Yeah.
the same thing with the side quest. Your rewards are so underwhelming. There's no point in doing disposable weapons.
Yep. You get, usually for the side quests, there's a little bit of stuff you got to do. You'll have to like go from point to point. There's a good chance you'll probably have to fight something.
Yeah.
So you wind up spending ammo and health kits and stuff doing side quests that are usually going to reward you with ammo and health kits. A lot of times, not even as much as you spent to do the quest.
I just remember being pissed when that axe broke. I was so devastated.
Did someone highlight that on your channel?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
They should have.
You'd have to go back and look like for Downpour clip.
I think the nail gun can stack on top of other weapons or something, can it?
Does it? Like with other handguns?
Yeah, I thought there was something busted about the nail gun.
Honestly, I don't remember. I almost never use the locker stuff, to be honest. Whenever I started doing speedruns, I wasn't sure about that, so when I started learning, I was just like, I'm not going to use anything in the locker. I'll try to route this out with, like, no
Yeah,
pre-order
according-
stuff.
According to the wiki, unlike other weapons, the nail gun cannot be dropped once it is held due. Instead, Murphy clips it to his belt.
Huh. Hang on. So, like, if I do that... Well, I mean... I guess I can still throw it on the ground. Get rid of it! So here's one of the only quests I'm not going to actually be doing. Because it will lock us into a joke ending.
The one you dig up.
Yeah. I think we might cover this some other time. Or I'll do like a separate stream just to go over joke endings and stuff. But for the sake of getting through and showing as much of the game and stuff as we can, this is the only side quest I'm not going to really worry about. But just for the sake of talking about it, I'll explain what this is. So this is a side quest in the game called Digging Up the Past. And essentially you need to find shovels that are scattered around as weapons and bring them to these barrels that have candles on them. And there's usually some soft dirt in front of them. So you got to find the shovels, bring the shovels over here, dig up these little plots of dirt, and you find artifacts that are references to older Silent Hill games. So that's the whole thing. If you find, 5 of them? Like
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
5 or 6. Like, yeah. If you dig up all 5, you get the surprise ending, which is the joke ending for Downpour.
Surprise!
It's a pretty great ending too.
Oh, I correct myself. There's actually 7 of them, not 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's 7. I looked that up just to make sure, and I had a feeling that was not right. So
yeah, it was one of those things again. I don't do the side quests a whole lot because
I've done this one
dumb.
a few times because you have to do that to show.
You got to
off
do it for the ending. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't do it enough to know. So I looked it up. There's 7.
Oh, look at that! Look at that digging. Look at that 2012 digging.
What the hell? Some AAA digging right there.
Radio.
The best part,
What's going on with this radio?
the best part about this is if you do this on a subsequent playthrough, the items will not be there, but Murphy will still bend over and pick them up as if they're there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really great.
But the model's just like gone.
Yeah, the actual objects are not there, but he totally acts like there is, and he still comments on them like they're still there. It's really good. Oh my goodness.
The biggest pain in the ass with these is that you always need to find a shovel before you can get them.
Yeah, yeah. Usually, sorry, I was just gonna say. Usually, they try to keep a shovel like somewhere in the area, but if you're not either looking up locations online for where shovels are, which yes, that information's out there. There's a whole map and everything for getting the quest done.
Yeah, they're not super far away, but it's not like they're hard to find if you don't know where to look.
Murphy, why would you? He does that so much, man. Where you're pointing at an enemy, you're swinging at it, right? And then Murphy just swings the other direction. There's no like lock on.
Who swings anything like that anyway? He looks more like he's like doing like some like fake karate like demonstration or something.
I broke my shovel.
Two-handed.
Yeah, seriously.
Or like he's like it's like he's carrying a flag and he's waving the flag. That's what it looks like.
Very patriotic.
It might just be like his punch animation with the item glued to it.
Oh, I think you're right.
I mean the two-handed swing.
Oh, yeah, when he's got both hands on it.
It looks like he has a flag in his hand. He's waving it like, proudly in victory.
Oh, it's a little different. It's not very distinct or good-looking animation, but it is different. It's there.
It's very ugly animation.
Ooh, side quests. Let's go to the police station. Let's go stop the patrol cars that we haven't even seen one of yet.
I'd easily say that Downpour has the ugliest animations, like
Homecoming.
in-game animations.
There's a lot of stuff about this. Yeah, like Bainraker just said, this whole game is ugly.
Yeah, and I mean, Homecoming's got some pretty rough-looking animations and stuff too. So.
Yeah, but at least there's like more weight and like kind of like power behind some of the animations. Like it really feel like you kind of get the better sense of like the weight of the weapons you're swinging. You know, it looks a little bit more realistic. The way like he'll bounce off of things like it's a bit faster. You know, it kind of looks a little bit more realistic. It's a little wonky, like or like the way his Josh runs around. I was like, is that really a kid, like mocap little kid running? Like, that looks so stupid.
Yeah. All right. Got a note here, or a police department report from Boston. It's the Boston Police Department. Not Silent Hill, not Rams. Boston.
This is about Techie. That one night he remembered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops.
We're gonna all find out about that time Techie went to jail.
His dark past.
Case number MA 08141969 6969. Incident vehicle theft. Reporting officer Sergeant Matthew Baker. Date of report February 26th. Some year. Don't ask us about a timeline. At about 22:40. At about 22:40 hours on February 25th, suspect, I'm going to go ahead and read this name, even though it's written out, Murphy Pendleton, was observed, was observed by a number of witnesses at 4050 Bromfield Road, forcibly entering a parked police cruiser. Suspect was then able to start the vehicle and depart the scene in a reckless manner, approaching surface street speeds far in excess of posted limits. At approximately 22:45 hours, patrol officers in the area, as well as air assets from the sheriff's department, answered the stolen vehicle call from dispatch and began pursuit of the suspect. At 23:10 hours, suspect exited onto Interstate 94 southbound on the Route 5 off-ramp. The suspect continued southbound on Interstate 94 at excessive speeds, and pursuing officers maintained a safe distance to reduce collateral risk to nearby civilians. At approximately 0820 hours on 226, the suspect crossed the state line into Ashfield, and exited onto surface streets. At that time, local officers cordoned off the area to civilian traffic and dispatched road spikes. The spikes disabled the stolen vehicle, bringing it to a complete stop at approximately 0835 hours. Prepared by M. Baker? Something.
That's what it looked like to me.
So
anyway, can I say a little something about this?
Yeah, go for it.
So most Silent Hill games, even if it doesn't involve like people like the original story, you know, like Harry or Heather or Cheryl, Alessa, they all have some connection to Silent Hill in some way. The characters do, you know, whether they visited there one time.
Oh
they
yeah,
had some
references, little references.
You know, and like it's not even really references. It was like a direct tie to the town. You know, like every game has one.
Sure.
Like whether like the loosest one I'd say would be Silent Hill 4, where Henry just visited there and took pictures.
Yeah.
He had pictures in his apartment, but still Walter, you know what I mean? Pretty much like that was most of the connection was Walter in Silent Hill.
Yeah, it wasn't so much about the people Walter was involved with, just Walter himself.
In this game, it's literally like he drove past there one time when he stole a car. That's it. Good job.
But otherwise, like, it's not implied that he lived in Silent Hill. You know, he lived in the general like northeast New England area. So obviously somewhere around like Boston and Ashfield, which was listed to be half a day's drive away from Silent Hill. So it's like he's in the area. But he's definitely not supposed to be like a resident. He just stole a cop car, wound up there. Wound up in that area. And now the bus crashed during his prison transfer, and he's actually here. Because this is Murphy's first time here. That's another important thing worth noting. Murphy has not been to Silent Hill before. JP called him on it. First time visitor. Murphy himself asks, what is this place? It's not familiar to him.
I mean, even characters like heard about Silent Hill in other games, like Douglas heard a lot of nasty rumors about Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Like you hear a lot about stuff like that, and it's like they wanted to tell a completely different story, but they also knew it had to be a Silent Hill game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the Silent Hill 1 title font?
It's really close. I don't think it's the exact one, but
The police department Silent Hill is written in?
It's the thing that makes it look close is that N looks like it's
The
bolded.
N looks bold. It looks like the way they sort of bold and like thin out and narrow some of the letters in the title of Silent Hill.
Yeah.
It looks very subtly done on that. Like the second
very
L
close.
looks a little bit bolder than the first one.
What always really freaked me out and impressed me in a weird way is the title font on the Silent Hill Revelation 3D thing I'm pretty sure is the Silent Hill 1 font. And the way they did it, it looks just like it.
Oh yeah, probably.
That caught me off guard, and I was like, huh. But then the movie was not great.
Silent Hell of Cheryl.
Silent Hell of Cheryl.
That's the old reliable. That's what my bit badges are now. I went forever trying to find a good font that would work in a 26 by 26 pixel for bit badges. And what did I end up doing? Silent Hell of Cheryl. That's exactly what that font. Always go back to Silent Hell of Cheryl.
I just got to point out the cigarettes since I pointed them out in Origins and Shattered Memories. Don't know what it is with the Western games, but this is a recurring prop. Hemingway cigarettes. The particular brand is Hemingway. You very first see them in Silent Hill Origins. There's a billboard advertising Hemingway cigarettes on the initial walk into town.
Oh yeah.
In Shattered Memories, you find a pack of Hemingway cigarettes as a memento in Sybil's police cruiser in the glove box. And here in Downpour, you find packs of Hemingways scattered around. There's also a pack of Hemingways in Bobby Rix's shirt pocket. Be sure to look out for that when we see Bobby Rix. Speaking of... Yeah, it's Bobby. He's asking for help. See, I really like this kind of stuff for motivating you to progress and go through the game. It's an optional area with optional side quests and optional radio that you can choose to turn on or not. And if you do, it gives you a pretty strong suggestion to check out the radio tower. I like those types of storytelling elements of giving little hints to the player of like where to go, what to do, instead of we're going to have a cutscene with Howard and Howard's going to say, "Why don't you try the old radio tower? That sounds like a pretty good point of destination to continue the progress of your video game."
Do you think any inspiration from Fallout 3 went into this? Wait, did this game came out after Fallout 3, right?
2012, so
Yeah.
yeah.
It came out 3.5 years after Fallout 3.
You think it got any inspiration from Three Dog? Ow.
Three Dog.
3 Dog.
No, I'm pretty sure radio DJs have been around for a lot longer than Fallout 3.
But like the trope of the DJ asking for help, and then you gotta find him.
Oh, I guess that a little more.
That's pretty similar. Yeah.
I can't do this yet.
Oh, you can't do it yet?
I'm like, why can't I interact with it? I have to actually go interact with this stupid cop car.
It's not in your book yet.
Yeah.
It's not in my quest log.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long night, folks, with these side quests. Why they have to set them up?
This is why I skip it. Shut up, lady. God, it missed.
Oh, and they're right. Oh, and it went over his shoulder.
The dodge.
All right, you're getting some nails. You're getting some nails, lady. What are you aiming at, Murphy? Auto aim at the monster in front of you.
He's aiming at the trash can.
Don't.
Or the barrel.
That barrel got
point.
Forget that woman that wants you dead.
Oh,
that
look.
barrel looks pretty
We already got a brace face.
Wow, yeah.
These guys look like Tom Lawler. You guys know who Tom Lawler is?
These guys look like Shang Tsung.
Tom the King Lawler, yeah.
No. Filthy Tom Lawler, ex-UFC fighter.
You'll have to forgive me. I was still in baseball salt mode when you got the nail gun. Do you have ammo in that, or what's the deal?
No,
with the nail gun?
I'm pretty sure that's the thing. Is it's unlimited. Oh shit! I was looking in my inventory. How dare you attack me, sir? Oh, it does have ammo. I'm out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked like it had ammo limit. 6 of 20 when you pulled it up. See, that makes
find ammo.
Now, if that thing had infinite ammo, then it'd be worth it.
Infinite ammo.
It would be broken though, in my opinion, if it had infinite
Well, it
ammo.
needs to be.
It'd
be good. See, that's another thing this game doesn't really have. It doesn't have good new game plus stuff to make it more tolerable on a replay, like Homecoming. Homecoming was pretty tolerable with Alien Blaster. This game doesn't really have any replayability with any extra stuff.
No, not really. There's no extra like costumes. There's no extra weapons. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot. Quests. That's it. Which
you can find nails to refill that around. There are a few areas where it will give you more nails.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure because, like I said, I rarely use this thing.
Yeah,
I never see ammo for it if I don't pick it up. So maybe by picking it up, that like spawns nails in the world.
I love how lazy the lightning effect in this world, like in the town, is too. It's just like a random like slow blue like strobe.
Yeah, there actually is like a lightning flash that happens in the skybox. It's just when you're playing this game, why would you look up at nothing? You know, mostly empty skybox for lightning effects. Hey, a missing child. Charlie Pendleton. No blacked out name, no mystery, nothing. Just this is Murphy's son, Charlie.
Any relation to Murphy Pendleton?
Yeah, I don't know. It's listed under mysteries, so we'll have to solve this mystery. Local missing child last seen at Robbins Elementary School. I wonder.
Wait, it says contact the Boston police, right? So
I wonder if that's Robbins Elementary School, named after Tim Robbins. Jacob's Ladder reference. If you have any information about Charlie Pendleton, please contact the Boston Police Department immediately. 617-555-4775. Please help.
yeah, they got the right area code.
Oh, is that Boston area?
617, yeah.
Nice. Way to go, people in the Czech Republic, for
They did it.
looking up
Nicely done.
U.S. area codes.
Hey, Google was the
Couldn't
thing
get
back
the
then.
couldn't get the highways, but they got the area code.
That's
Hey,
something.
You gotta take
That's
your,
something.
We gotta take your small victories with this game where you can get them.
Anything else good up here? Oh, a piece of stick. A piece of wood. It's my favorite.
It had a nail in it. There's another game. Remember that game?
I remember that game.
Me too.
That was a good game.
Sure was.
And I got a place I can enter. Let's go do some more side quests. Look at how open this world is with all these things to do. Everybody was like, man, you never go explore when you do your story playthroughs, Nub. Why don't you do the side quests? There's so many. They're so good.
I don't know about the second part of that, but there are a lot. Yeah.
So good. Essential to the story. Now we know about Lindsay Jacobs, who's missing.
Oh, thank God.
Another child missing in Boston. Approximately 4 feet tall, black hair, brown eyes, 7 years old. Little girl. You seen her?
See a little girl?
I think that's what they're going for there, too.
Yeah.
General description, like, hey, nail gun ammo.
Hey,
yeah. I think it's one of those things you won't see it unless you have the nail gun, because I never see nail gun ammo in any of these.
Yeah, because whenever I run through this and just like do speed runs and kind of more casual run throughs, usually I'll find pistol, I'll find shotgun, but I never find nail stuff. Oh yeah, here's some of those boxes where if you like one of those objects, if you walk on it or if you walk up to it, it pushes Murphy up. A little bit later on, when we get to some spots, we can potentially go out of bounds doing stuff like that. Nothing that helps progress the game or anything, but... Oh. Oh no, there's a crying lady in here.
Hey, shut up. Can you open the door right now, or do you can't? You have to go to the other side.
Oh, no, I can't unlock it.
Oh, you need a key. Oh.
Oh.
There's nothing. Just a broken TV. Not even gonna give me some Officer Coleridge words of wisdom?
None.
All right.
He doesn't even, like, his words of wisdom only pop up like 3 or 4 times in the whole game, maybe. Doesn't seem like that often. And the funny thing is, when his voiceovers pop up, there's usually other sounds happening in the game that
now
make
it
it hard to
opens.
hear.
I just had to visit upstairs first.
Ah.
I honestly don't even remember what's in here. Like what this side quest is. Oh, it's a gun. Let's see. Can I do
haven't
that?
done side quests in forever.
Yeah. Oh, my radio started going off. Oh, no. Are you kidding? Invisible sex dolls show up already?
Do they?
Yeah, she's fighting me right now. Stop it.
I didn't think they showed up till you got to the Centennial building.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they doing here now?
See, this is why we got to do the side quests to enjoy
Oh, you... Jesus.
these aspects of the story we missed out on. Who knew
Jesus
that
Christ.
mannequin sex doll enemies were here the whole time?
See, somebody, while we were looking at the comic book, said something along the lines of just something about crazy sexual monsters in this game, and I was just like, just wait till later. But here they are, a little earlier than I thought, a little premature, if I may fit with the theme.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's everything. Was that the side quest? Come in here and pick up the gun?
Possibly.
And then it'll make you fight a mannequin sex lady? I really could have sworn there was something more in here. But considering a gun or ammo or health is usually your reward for these things, that might be it. I'm just gonna look through again. Yeah, that's a stick on the ground. That's
Just
all.
like Origins,
That's
like
all-
Origins, you can't really move the camera around to like look at some of the details because it's so dark. It's really hard to move the camera to the right area to like actually explore anything.
Yeah, it changes a lot from area to area too. Like some areas will actually be dark, some will be like, well, they're trying to make it look dark, but you can still see. It's inconsistent. Okay, I think that's it. I'm not seeing anything else down there. I think it's just a little side area for you to go and pick up a gun and fight a sex doll.
Is there some like unique description about the gun, about who owned it or something? Maybe some insight into like why we had to go in there?
Nope, it's a Colt. It's a
No.
small handgun. It's the same as any other handgun you pick up.
Maybe it was owned by a man named Colt. Oh,
I think
wait.
Raven should write the next Silent Hill game.
I should.
I think he should write Patch a Slot 2.
Yes.
Who's next? Who's ready to get quested? You, sir? Oh. Looks like I gotta switch to my nail gun. Donk.
Nailed him.
Nailed it.
Comedy!
This is the thing. This is the thing. Oh, look at that. Somebody once put an evidence marker next to some footprints in the dirt.
Ooh.
Now,
It's two for
now
two
it
of
all,
them.
it all makes perfect sense. The mystery has been solved.
That's it. Question. If somebody were to do a speed run of this game with all the side quests 100%, would that be considered a meme category?
It has been done before.
Has it? Okay.
Yeah.
It was like 5 hours or so. Maybe 5.5.
That sounds tempting.
Yeah, it was not as bad as I thought.
Okay, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm out of ammo. You're screaming at me. Just stop it.
So what's the point of the cars? They just roll up and like all these enemies get out or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally like a bunch of monsters joyriding around town in cop cars. And I mean, I get it. Again, it's not the game.
Kinda awesome.
It's not the game being subtle. Murphy stole a cop car, you know, and he's being tormented by dirty ladies and prisoners riding around in cop cars. And it's, I get it. But when you think of it in the terms of just gameplay and atmosphere, like monsters joyriding around town in a police car is like the dumbest thing. Am I alone in this? Techie, you thought it was awesome. Maybe I'm...
I mean, awesome, but like not in the way that they think it is.
Yeah. It's awesome that they would think that was cool to do.
Yeah, it's nonsensical.
Like rolls up and it's like, huh, bad boy.
What you want? What you want? All right. Well, let's solve the puzzle. Let's keep these dumb cop cars with monsters in them from rolling around all over town. So we gotta call them all back by figuring out the cop number call signs. Now, if you're actually paying attention to the police cars that are out there on the road, like the one that we just saw, it actually has each number on the back of a car. But who wants to go run around the town until you encounter all 4 specific cars and then backtrack to this point to plug them all in? Instead, you can just kind of read the numbers that are like smudged away and try to fill it in. So it's D something 75. D 675. D175. This is the side quest, everybody. 275. D375. Got it. C4 something 6. Yes.
Yeah, this is not difficult to figure out.
Don't sit there in silence while I do this, please. We gotta think of something to talk about, you guys.
So
we're doing side quests.
What's the point of this?
To make these cop cars with monsters in them
disappear.
Stop it.
Maxie, are you here?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
I saw you had we just have something to talk about. I saw you had a second situation. How'd that go?
Oh, you know, I'm keeping a watch.
Keep it okay.
He's got like a rifle in his hand right now.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Just
Machete in the other.
We gotta find ways to chill this out. While
hey,
dude, if you run into the street like with good timing at the right angle, you can get hit by the cars.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's like the health insurance fraud in Saints Row.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been so good in this game.
If you go flying across the map all crazy.
Yeah.
Gosh, I gotta play Saints Row again. That gave me a good memory.
Dude, I will so play that with you, Enigma. We can do local co-op through whatchamacallit,
and
Proxy.
I never even played Saints Row 3 or 4, so that would be new experiences for me. I love Saints Row 2 though.
I think I 100%ed 3 and got close in 4.
Yeah.
Mostly co-op. It's fun as hell.
Oh, don't.
If you ever want to play Saints Row, hit me up.
2 is the best.
Do a Saints Row Team Silent Saints Row playthrough. Tell you the deep lore going on there.
Yeah.
It gets pretty crazy with Johnny Gat.
Oh,
I mean, we could tell a story with Johnny Gat.
And how many times has Aisha supposedly been dead? Okay.
Yeah, like too many. So I mean, she's like Saints Row's version of Maria. She just keeps coming back. See, on parallels.
A948.
What the fuck?
I think that's an A.
So will there not be any more cop cars that mess with us after we put all these codes in? They'll all disappear.
Yes. It's done. Yay! Achievement.
Yes.
Yeah, it's happening.
Achievement. 5 points.
Poggers in chat.
My first time ever doing that thing on this Xbox One with this account. Which has been, I mean, it has been a good 5 years or so since I've done the majority of the side quests in this game.
I need to see, like, how many achievements do I have on Downpour? I should do a stream one night where I just try to get the rest.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't have all of them.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Where I'm like,
I don't even care
just
about achievements.
exactly. I complain about them every single time I play a game with them in them.
I used to be obsessed with getting them, and now I haven't cared in like 8 years. I have, I think, like 60,000 achievement points, and I think 50,000 of them came between 2006 and 2010. You're talking to the guy that 100%ed Sneak King, okay?
Oh, yeah, dude.
I have a disgusting history with achievements, a very shameful one.
Burger King bumper boats. There were so many good little Burger King games.
Yeah,
those
the
little
big
Burger King
bumping.
games.
Yeah,
Big
and
bumping.
Pocket
That was
Bike
it.
Racer. You know those Burger King games? Those Burger King games can actually be played on an OG Xbox as well. They're dual
Yeah,
purpose.
it's like
Isn't that crazy?
one of the only things ever made that way.
Yeah. That's wild to me. You can dump them in an OG Xbox and they'll work.
We'll have
Dude,
to do ours.
You mentioned achievement stuff. I have a friend who's like super into that, and I had to go like look just short of 400,000.
When I found myself on the Epic forums for Gears of War, gathering up parties to boost multiplayer achievements, that's when I figured out I had a problem. And then I was like, okay, I need to stop. So I was done.
So here's another little spot
What
to
was your
dig.
What was your gamer rank, Enigma?
I mean, they don't really on Xbox. They don't really have rank. You just had points.
Well, yeah,
Had a stupid amount of them. I love single player stuff though. Don't get me wrong, but I think multiplayer achievements really messed up that whole thing.
Well, it sucks because if you're late to the game, a lot of times multiplayer is not active anymore or whatever.
Yeah.
So
And
if
the
you
thing
didn't have
is,
them already, you're just kind of screwed.
When I played Grand Theft Auto 3 for the first time and I saw the 100% system that it had, I was like, oh, and then they announced achievements. I was like, by God, that's like GTA 100%. I'm going to love this stuff. It was good at first, but then people figured out how to like cram their game with crappy achievements and
So Murphy finally reacted to something.
He did. Finally.
He picked up these two things without any word. Literally a missing child poster of his son and one of the evidence photos from the scene of the crime. But this evidence photo is the one that he finally comments on.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to me?
What is that?
I'm pretty sure that is a parchment wrapped glazed ham. We see Harry Mason run away at the end of Silent Hill 1's good ending, holding one of those similar glazed hams in his arms.
Thanksgiving will be here before you know it, people.
You know, Samuki used to call that the sausage. Harry running away with the sausage.
Wow.
I think I'm gonna make Thanksgiving at my house and just eat it all by myself this time. Well, me and the wife, if she's nice.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
We're not invited. All right.
Oh, you know
If
what?
you guys want to come over, it's fine.
I totally just realized we got so caught up talking about other stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't go take that break. We didn't go take that break. We didn't give away a comic during the locker. So we're about to hit a big loading screen before entering this building area.
This is really good right here.
This is like another section of the game, essentially, after being outdoors for a bit. So
this is great. He climbs in the window, but then you walk halfway through this room, then it loads.
It doesn't load.
It doesn't load through the window.
The window could have been just a door, essentially, with a loading screen. But yeah, they let you just walk in here, and the loading screen doesn't happen until you get over there. But yeah, we're gonna take a break. Let's pause this.
Giving away a comic.
We're gonna give away a comic. Let's
Do
switch over. Boom. Let's switch over to this. We're also about to get back to the comic.
Comic itself, yeah.
The comic itself, because we're about to run into Howard again and catch up with where Anne's at. But yeah, if you would like a digital copy of this comic that we've been going through and story, everybody here in chat is welcome.
Mm-hmm.
You do not have to be a subscriber. You do not have to even be following the channel. All you have to do is, let's see, what would be a good word? Let's just go comic.
There we go.
Exclamation point comic. COMIC in chat. If you would like an opportunity to win a copy of Silent Hill, Downpour, and Story comic book, this will be a digital print on Comixology.com. Unlimited use once it's yours. You can read it through the site and its own comic viewer. You can put it on like tablets or ebooks or whatever else have you.
Okay.
It is
we're
totally
gonna
yours.
we're gonna roll this through Nub's local time, which is gonna be 11:05 p.m. It's 11:03 right now, so about a minute and a half, unless he wants to go further.
Nah, we'll do like 2 minutes for each
I think
one.
2 minutes is good, yeah, because it was right at 11:03 once it started, so
Mhm.
I think 2 minutes is good. Got to reward everybody paying attention.
Exactly.
Here
So
we go.
again, if you're just showing up, we're giving away a digital copy of Silent Hill, Downpour, Anne's Story, the comic book, which you can
Got a
see
minute left.
there on screen. For anybody who wants to enter, just type exclamation point comic into chat.
Should turn on the Silent Hill 2 game show music. This is going on.
Oh man, I actually don't have that music isolated by itself. That's why that's why I had to completely recompose it for the Scarathon bit.
Yeah,
I had to completely recreate it myself, and then I didn't save it when I had done it by itself. I just
'cause
layered.
You don't ever really think about it.
No, I didn't. I was just thinking about layering everything together for the final use for it.
Yeah. All right, we got about 10 seconds left, and then we're gonna pick winner number 2.
Exclamation point comic in chat if you would like to win a digital copy of Anne's Story.
All right.
Few seconds left. And 11:05. The winner is Uso Jin. Hey, Uso Jin. Congratulations, Uso Jin. Liar Man in Japanese.
What are we doing? We're sending Nub a whisper.
Yes. So you're going to need to whisper me while you're here on Twitch. So send me a whisper. I'm going to need an email address where you can receive that email that I will send you that has your gift code for the comic. But that's all I need. Just a valid email. If you want to whisper me, you can get that. And in the meantime, as I said, we're going to take a break here. Give us a few minutes, refresh our drinks, stretch our legs.
Go break some more furniture.
Go break some more furniture. All that good stuff.
Baseball makes me. That's why I got quiet. If you guys wonder where I went, the Braves had a 3-0 lead in the 9th inning. They got the 2 outs and proceeded to lose somehow. And it wasn't a good 30 minutes. That's why I had my mic muted. Nobody wanted to hear that.
Oh man.
Horrible.
Pretty sure I've seen you play some games like that.
Yeah. If you've watched me play MLB The Show and get mad, that's pretty much what just happened. In the last 30 minutes. I didn't punch anything.
Just short of a ball flying magically through somebody's hand in real life, anyway.
Yeah, I didn't exactly. I didn't throw a controller. We didn't get. I just turned my mic off. And I messaged him. I'm like, I'm salty over baseball. Just be quiet for a little bit, and I'm fine now.
It's okay.
It usually goes away after 30 minutes. So I realized that none of the baseball players know who I am or care what I'm doing, and I should feel the same way. So I calmed down.
Yeah.
All right. So we doing break?
Yeah, we're doing break again. Usojin, I have not gotten any word from you yet.
Yeah, he's in the chat. I did. See
I saw a reply in chat, but I haven't gotten a whisper or anything yet. If you could whisper me.
Okay, he said he whispered you. Or they did. I don't mean to assume.
Usojin. Hey, there it is.
Got it? Okay, good.
Oh, no, wait. That was somebody else whispering me. Damn it, Droogie.
Somebody tried to debate you.
And yes, Droogie. You're good. Thank you for that, by the way. We just have alerts off for the sake of the stream. But yes, everybody, I'll take a moment here before we're taking a break anyway. Since Droogie brought that up. Anybody who is like subscribing, donating, supporting.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I hate the new whispers. Twitch, please.
They don't show up in the chat anymore.
Fix your whispers.
There's not even a way for Frankerface Z or Better Twitch.
Can you
that.
resend it? Can you resend that whisper, Usojin? I'm sorry. I was trying to click because of the way the little window is. I was trying to click out of the other whisper that somebody
and you
had,
clicked the X,
and I
didn't you?
clicked the X, so it was just gone. Okay. Got it, Usojin.
There we go.
Okay. Thank you so much again for watching. Really appreciate everybody being here, hanging out, enjoying the channel. Again, I'm being joined by the wonderful, wonderful dudes here with me of Team Silent here on Twitch. And Eternal Enigma, Maxi Lobes, Ravenheart, and UFO Techie. You can type !team. Enigma's already got it. You can click the link in chat.
I got you covered.
Definitely check out the team page. Follow everybody. Everybody here is a huge Silent Hill fan. We all stream a lot of Silent Hill and survival horror. A few of us do a little more variety as well, but we all tend to focus around.
Bring it back to one common thing.
Yeah, it always comes back. It always comes back to Silent Hill, baby.
It always comes back to Silent Hill.
So, I really appreciate you all being here, hanging out, enjoying the stream. We're going to take us a couple of minutes of a break here, and then we'll be back with some more Silent Hill Downpour.
Sure will.
Back in a bit, guys.